What's up, you guys? Welcome back into the show. It's Battle alongside my tag team partner, Eli. Welcome into iHeartRadio's official wrestling podcast, the Battleground Podcast. And it is an exciting week here on the show. Of course, you've got AEW Double or Nothing going on this weekend. And one of the big matches that everybody's talking about, and Eli's talking about this match as well. You want to kind of fill in everybody about this match, Eli?
Well, everybody knows I am a huge Eddie Kingston guy. And so when he unfortunately went out on injury, you know, there's a very short list of people you kind of have in mind, like, okay, well, if plan A, what's plan B? And, you know, by all accounts, this gentleman, also a friend of the show, is also just as out of his mind as Mr. Eddie Kingston. So in Anarchy in the Arena, we have a very, very suitable substitute in Mr. Darby Allin. Back to the show. So that is the very, very quick elevator pitch.
Darby, sir, thank you for coming back on the show. You know, I could ask, how are you feeling? But we kind of know. I mean, you literally gotten hit by a bus.
Yeah.
Among other things.
It's been a rough few months. You know, everybody said maybe it was a blessing in disguise that you broke your foot in Jay White's match, so I couldn't climb Mount Everest. And then they said, "Oh, he's safe now. Mm-hmm. He's at home. He's safe now." And then get hit by a bus. And then yeah, it's been a rough few months. But you know, I was in the middle of doing a cross country road trip with my dad and my mom, and last week from Seattle, moved them down to Georgia where I live, and we were on this cross country road trip, and we're halfway across country. Like at this point, we're in like Montana, and I get the news that Eddie Kingston broke his leg. So right then and there, I was like, "Fuck."
You're like, I just want to just chill for a little bit.
Well, it was my idea.
Oh,
I was like, someone needs to step up, and I was already in Montana, and then I flipped a bitch and started driving back to Seattle, 12 hours where I just came from. So literally, as I was on that show, like that was me pulling up to Seattle. So like, it was I like didn't sleep for like a day, and it was just like the whole time I was driving, I was like, "What are you doing? Like, why are you doing this? Like, dude, just enjoy your time off. Like, you don't have to do this." But I felt compelled to just keep driving, and you know, as I'm driving, I'm trying to get clearance from my foot doctor, my nose doctor, everybody. I'm just like, "Hey, like, yo, like, like, I feel like I have to do this. Is there a possibility?" And I got the clearance, but I do not feel 100%. So you know, but it was like, you know, I don't know, just the timing of being in Seattle last week and everything. And making my return, and people were surprised because I was surprised. About a day earlier, like I got the confirmation that I was going to be in that match pretty much Tuesday night before that Dynamite. So like, you know, like I was surprised that because Monday morning, I didn't think I was going to be in that match.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things because it's like Eli said. I mean, you know, Eddie unfortunately is out. Who else could step up and be just as crazy as Eddie? And of course, it's Darby Allin. I mean, we saw you go through a pane glass window recently, and your back is just shredded to pieces. But
yeah,
you know,
that scar, like you see this right here.
Yeah,
that's the scar. It kind of looks like Harry Potter's.
I was going to say, that's a pretty rad scar if you got to have one. I mean,
exactly. Yeah. And it's going to be good stories to tell later down the road. But, you know, speaking of things, we talk about Anarchy in the Arena. Bryan Danielson recently praised you as, and I'm going to put this in quotation marks, I'm not going to bleep this out, as the fucking man and a future torchbearer for Washington State wrestling fans. How does it feel to receive such high praise from a legend like Danielson?
It's crazy because Danielson, like when I was coming up in the Northwest, he did all the same small shows that I did. You know, I'd see him on flyers in Vancouver, Canada, and everything, and then just to see the trail that he's blazed for himself, you know, it's like amazing. And I remember the first year in wrestling just being like, man, if I could just have an impact like that guy did, that'd be amazing. And the fact that I'm getting his praise now, like that, it means everything because, you know, he's a smaller guy like myself, and just said screw you and just put his head down and got to work, and that's what it's all about. But yeah, like it's really interesting looking at all the people in this Anarchy in the Arena match on the AEW side of things, because you got me, that was the original AEW. Then you got FTR, which came in during the pandemic, and then you got Danielson, which came in like when the crowds were back. So it's all like different stages of AEW. So it's fun to like be represented in this way, and I think you got a lot of people that have like a chip on their shoulder that want to prove something. So I don't know how my body's going to react to the match, but hopefully the adrenaline's high, and the Vegas crowd is like up and let's like ready to rock, because I'm gonna need all the energy I can get.
Yeah, for sure. It's gonna be a loud crowd for sure at Double or Nothing this weekend.
Yeah. And obviously you mentioned the Elite. They had some strong words and opinions about your return, which a lot of people had opinions about your return. Kind of mocking the injuries, questioning you coming back, and asking if it's too soon and all that stuff. What's your response to not only, I guess, them specifically, but others who on the interwebs who have chimed in about your injuries, and maybe even just from a place of concern, maybe let them know that you're good to go and all that?
It's such a I can't argue against them in the way of like, maybe it's too soon, maybe it is too soon, but there's only one way to find out, and that's Sunday. Like I literally can't argue against them, because I can't say no, I'm 100%, because honestly, last week I was in a boot walking around, and I literally just, right as Dynamite was starting, for the first time since I broke my foot, I put my foot in a shoe. Like that's the very first time I put my foot in a shoe, right before I went out there, because I was rolling up to the building in a boot. And so it's like, maybe it is too soon, but I got the doctor's clearance, but we'll see how physically everything is. So I can't argue against anybody that says it's too soon, but the only thing that I can argue about is my love for this place. And if you love something so much and you're willing to step up, and Eddie, I was excited when Eddie Kingston was announcing the match. I remember watching it with the broken face and the broken foot, just being like, oh yeah, Eddie's in this match, because Eddie in the Anarchy in the Arena matches, man, like that's iconic. Him walking down the ramp with the gas tank, that's iconic. And I was super excited to like watch this match. But then all of a sudden it's like changed to me like feeling the need to be in this match, because I feel like someone needed to step up. And if that's we'll see, man. We'll see if it's too soon. But I'm looking forward to the challenge, because I literally, the mental pain of sitting down and watching the show for however long I was gone, I would say it was worse than any of the physical pain that I've been through. So if I could just even have 1% of getting in there, I'll take it.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, it's going down this weekend, Double or Nothing. You can watch it live on Triller, which formerly known as Fight TV, which our good friends at Triller has given us a code to give away. So one lucky listener of this show is going to be able to win a code, which will explain how to win that here in just a little bit. But speaking of Anarchy in the Arena, what does this kind of match mean to you personally, and what can fans expect from you inside this match? I know you said you're not at 100%. Are we still going to get the same Darby that doesn't care, that throws his body out there and goes through a glass window and takes, whatever?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like the thing is, this match isn't built on fancy footwork and technical wrestling. If I can walk and I can throw fists, that's all I need for this match. And it's Anarchy in the Arena. I'm not gonna insert myself into a match that is known as being so violent and not give everything I got. Like if it, I'm willing to risk anything, and it's not a cliche. Like you've seen me time and time again. Like the way I perform. When I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. It's not just a sales pitch to be like, ooh, what's Darby going to do at the pay-per-view on Sunday? It's not some bullshit. It's like legit. Like, I'm willing to do anything Sunday to prove a point, for Team AEW, for this company. And it's like, there's nothing I won't do. And like I said, it'll be interesting, but that's why I said the adrenaline's high and I'm ready to rock. But yeah, we'll cross that bridge Sunday. But man, like I said, the mental pain of sitting down and not being able to do shit was driving me insane. So if I got the doctor's clearance, let's go.
Well, some of the most storied, storylines in wrestling history are kind of revolved around what would it be like to get in the ring with one of your bosses. So you're going to kind of get that chance coming up. So
these are the same guys that I whooped their ass in Sting's retirement match.
It's true.
So
there we go.
I've crossed that bridge before, and I feel like I don't know, it's gonna be interesting. I'd like to formally, introduce Okada to AEW the violent way, because I got some plans for him. Like, I just don't. This ain't just like wrestling moves. Like, I want to go in there. I want to smash the dude's face with some glass or something. Like, I got some plans. And Jack Perry, that guy. Like, oh my god, I haven't seen him forever. Oh yeah.
I think somebody's gonna meet a skateboard with thumbtacks maybe soon, very very soon, or maybe a skateboard with nails in it.
Yeah, we'll see. I think Anarchy in the Arena, man. It's like I like just based off the previous matches, like the unpredictability of everything. You don't know what's gonna happen, and I got some tricks up my sleeve.
And I think, if memory serves, and you actually will have to remind me, was last year the Pillars match? Was that the Double or Nothing main event? That was the main event was for the world title last year, right? Yourself and
The main event of the show is Anarchy in the Arena, but we were on right before it.
Okay, right before that. So just looking back on it, how just literally metaphysically everything, how does this Jack Perry compare to last year's Jack Perry? I mean, it's quite the difference.
I say he's got some balls now. I never liked him last year. And then I was always trying to tell people, don't you guys see like why this guy sucks? And then it didn't take long for the whole world to see why he sucks. So, even when we were both supposed to be like the good guys in that Pillars match, I never did see eye to eye with him.
Right.
And then, just seeing him and going to Japan and everything in his return, I feel like he's actually got a pair of balls on him. And he's not, I think it's the best incarnation of Jack Perry, like Jungle Boy, like, come on. But like Jack, all right, man, like if this is, let's see what you got Sunday. Like this is his first match back in AEW, and there's no better way to see what he's gotten by entering Anarchy in the Arena. I'm excited.
Oh man, it's definitely going to be a fun weekend for sure. Of course, you're going to be able to watch it on pay-per-view. You're going to be able to watch it on Triller, also known as Fight TV. And here's we're going to kind of wrap things up here shortly, because I know your time is precious and you got to rest with everything going on this weekend. Your persona and style have made you a fan favorite, and you are a fan favorite in our household. My 7-year-old does coffin drops off of our couch onto the floor, and I'm just like, you're not Darby. Stop. I'm not taking you to the hospital again. How do you continue to evolve your character and keep your performances fresh and exciting for the crowds?
Honestly, it's like when you enter wrestling, first day of wrestling school, you're thinking like, man, what character I got to be? It's always about characters. It's all about like, what do I have to be? Like when I first walked into the school, my trainer buddy Wayne was like, yeah, I think your character should be a gas station attendant. And I was like, fuck that. And then, but like, I feel like more than ever, instead of having to find something to play, it's just be yourself. And the moment I was myself, just the skateboarding lunatic, stuntman, like it's impossible not to stay fresh with everything, because it's just being myself and staying relevant. I'm not trying to like keep some act alive. It's like how it's easy to keep your normal self alive, so I don't have to balance out. Like, oh man, I got to act like this. Like, I just go out there and be myself. And the moment I found that niche, like that's when I really felt like I was breaking through. Because it's hard when you first get in wrestling, and there's all these different routes you can take, and you're just thinking like, man, like you only get one shot at this. Like I really got to make sure like I hit it good. Like, and you're trying to find the perfect route for you. And then, like I said, man, the best people are the ones that are themselves turned up to 10. And
Right.
But unfortunately, I'm turned up to 10 outside of work too. So
right.
We've seen the videos of you, in the car, jumping the house and going through the RV and whatnot. But man, it's gonna be fun, especially come this weekend. Double or Nothing. You've got Anarchy in the arena, which Darby Allin's gonna be a part of, and we wish you nothing but the best. And we look forward to all the crazy stuff you're gonna do on Sunday.
Yeah, just so everybody knows, I'm going to climb Mount Everest next year. I'm not taking this as a sign not to climb it. I'm going to take it as a sign I got to climb it next year. Just so everybody knows.